Joining me in studio with Susquehanna Valley's High School Saber Stage Productions, playing Eurydice, Geneva Mazil, and playing Orpheus, Gray Milligan. Hello, how are you guys doing today?
We're good.
Good. So tell me, how long have you been doing theater?
You want to start?
God, I mean, that's kind of always been a part of my life. Like, I kind of grew up doing it. I danced, like, when I was younger, and then I started doing theater probably when I was like 5. So I've probably been doing it a good 13 years now.
That's fun. I feel like it's always a good way to express yourself, so I feel like even starting young, it's nice to, I've talked to a lot of people that have done it for a long time, but how about you?
I started my freshman year of high school, so I've always kind of been a part of Saber Stage, and that's what I've always done.
All right, awesome. So tell me about this show a little bit, Hadestown. Tell me kind of what it's about.
Well, it's an original Greek myth about Orpheus and Eurydice, and it's kind of set in the industrial era.
Yeah, so they put it around, like, the industrial age.
Yeah.
And basically it is greatly based off of the tale of Orpheus and Eurydice, who were, you know, they fell in love, and then they, unfortunately, Eurydice passed away. In the original tale, she gets bit by a snake, and she passes away, and then Orpheus basically travels into the underworld to get her back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like...
Can you tell me about, so you guys are playing those two roles, kind of tell me about their personalities and how you were really able to jump into that.
Well, Eurydice, she's kind of a little headstrong. She's all about survival and, like, really being secure, but she is also a very sensitive character on the inside, so it's kind of emotional to play her, but I love doing it, and it's kind of very fun to tap into that acting-wise.
Okay.
Orpheus, so he's very naive. He kind of sees the best in everybody, and he believes that everything can be good and great, and he doesn't really see, like, the bad things in the world. He focuses on the good side, and he very much believes that if he just, like, you know, works hard and he does his thing, and, like, everything will be okay, and he can just, like, go about his go on his way.
Yeah, so how many people are in this production total? Is it a bigger one, or is it a little smaller?
Well, it's not a very big cast, like, as leads go. There's about, I'd say...
There's 8 leads.
8 main leads, and, like, a very, like, small, tight-knit ensemble, but it's a very, like, fun dynamic in the show, because they're working with, like, the Greek gods are part of the show, and then the people, like, in the real world are also, like, in the ensemble.
All right, and you know, my viewers know I'm always going to ask this question. This is one of my favorite questions to ask, is if you were to swap roles with a character, who would you want to swap with for like one day, and why? Just to learn more about other characters too.
So if we were to play like a different character?
Yeah, who would you maybe want to try to empower?
Probably Hermes.
Okay.
Hermes is he's like, very kind of different from Orpheus in the way where he's very wise, and he knows like the unfortunate bits of the world, and he's so Hermes in our show is actually played by our friend Lillian Short, but Hermes in the original show is played by Andre de Shields, and I really like how Hermes always has this kind of like wise thing about them, and they're very much like a parental figure to Orpheus almost. So I kind of like having that reversed aspect. It would be an interesting perspective, definitely, after playing Orpheus.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I would pick Persephone. She's the goddess of spring. She's very, like, fun and upbeat and lighthearted, and I think she'd be a very, like, she's a nice energy to the show, and I think that'd be a nice switch from my character, where she's kind of, like, very, like, solemn in a way.
Yeah, interesting. I like they're kind of different, and you would really want to embody that. So you guys are going to do a little performance, a sneak peek in a second, but tell me a little bit about the music in this production as well.
It's gorgeous music.
Beautiful. Oh, the
love
score
it
is
so
absolutely fabulous. It's heavily based off of like American folk music, so it's got like a very like folky sound to it, but also sometimes has a little more of like a jazzy, bluesy sound. It's really just very wonderful.
There's a lot of inspiration by like New Orleans and stuff like that, so it's really... It's fun.
It's very fun to sing. There are some times where it's a little tricky, but it's phenomenal. Like, it's very Like you're really able to get in it with just with how beautifully the words and like the composition is written. Like you can really dive into it emotionally. It's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome, and it almost sounds like a challenge too, which is kind of fun, you know.
Yeah.
And this is your guys' last show.
Yes.
All right. Do you guys have plans to maybe continue after high school at all?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think theater is always going to be a part of our lives. It
I
really brings us
definitely
like
agree.
closer together.
I think so, definitely. It very much, it's a way of expressing yourself in a way where it's like, I don't know, you know, it's like a new way. It's like a way that you would never really think you would. It kind of, I feel like it often brings out new things from like me that I never realized until I'm on stage and I'm performing. It's
Yeah.
just really,
For sure.
Yeah, and
So I'm
I've
happy.
heard that, you know, before from a lot of people that they can bring themselves out more into their character, which sounds super fun. I always say I could do the dancing part probably, but not the singing. I'm just, you know, that's not my strong suit. So tell me about what the set looks like too. Do you guys have a lot of props within this, or?
The set's kind of simplistic. It's like kind of like a round circular set, and the bands, like the live bands on stage, so that's very unique in a way. And it does resemble the Broadway version of Hadestown in the way it's like, I don't know how you would describe it.
just with how the platforms and everything
Yes.
sort of set up we took a lot of inspiration from that. Just because it's a very classic take on it, and it's kind of like, it's essential in a way to how the show itself runs and how the show itself ends up looking.
Yeah.
And as far as like the details of it, we heavily took inspiration from the industrial era. So we kind of tried to put a lot of that into the set. Our set designer, he did a really amazing job on it, so it looks great.
Yeah.
All right, well, if people are interested in attending, where can they find more information or tickets?
The tickets are on sale online, and also you can buy them at the door at Susquehanna Valley when you go see the show. The show is the 21st and the 22nd and the 23rd of February, so that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the Friday and Saturday shows are at 7 p.m. and the Sunday shows at 2 p.m.
All right. Well, thank you both for coming out today.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate it, and we'll see you in a couple minutes for the little sneak peek, okay?
Thank you so much.
For those of you who might have missed those details, Susquehanna Valley's High School Saber Stage Productions is hosting a school musical, Hadestown, at the high school auditorium located at 1040 Conklin Road in Conklin. The event will take place on February 21st at 7 p.m., February 22nd at 7 p.m., and the 23rd at 2 p.m. For more information, please visit svsabers.org. And we're now sending